The family of Kansas City teenager shot after knocking on the wrong door is speaking out. We'll have the latest on the teen's condition.
By doing this work now, it really gives the school a fighting chance to keep enrollment as it is or to invite new students in.
Phase 2 of major renovations at Orange High School have begun, giving students access to new technology and services. We'll have the latest.
I'm Claire Weber reporting live in Santa Ana at Portola Park's new and improved basketball court. Stay tuned for a closer look.
From Dodge College of Film and Media Arts, this is Chapman News.
Good afternoon and welcome to this week's edition of Chapman News. I'm Alexandra Cohen-Yartz.
And I'm Brady Grustis. Our top story today, the start of a closely watched trial stemming from the 2020 presidential election. A jury has been seated and opening arguments are underway in Dominion Voting Systems' $1.6 billion defamation lawsuit against Fox News. There was a one-day unexplained delay in the case, which is being heard in a Delaware courtroom. It's expected the trial will take about 6 weeks. Dominion alleges that Fox News knowingly broadcast false allegations that Dominion was involved in a conspiracy to change the results of the 2020 presidential election. Fox News hosts Tucker Carlson and Sean Hannity, as well as Fox owner Rupert Murdoch, are expected to testify. Fox denies the allegations and says its election coverage is protected under the U.S. Constitution.
Students at the University of Indiana East are returning to campus after a week-long evacuation order. The university closed after a massive fire at a recycling plant in Richmond, Indiana, spewed toxic smoke into the air. In addition to the university, all public schools were closed. About 2,000 residents who live within a half-mile radius of the plant were ordered to evacuate. The evacuation order was lifted Sunday after emergency management tested the air in the area and deemed it safe to return. Officials say there are still small hot spots burning inside the plant, but they do not pose a public danger.
The mother of Kansas City teenager Ralph Yarl is speaking out today. She told CBS this morning her son is having a miraculous recovery after the teen was shot in the head when he went to the wrong house to pick up his younger brothers. 84-year-old Andrew Lester is charged with first-degree assault in connection with the shooting last Thursday. He reportedly told police he feared Yarl was trying to break into his house. After he was shot, the teenager reportedly went to 3 nearby homes asking for help. Protesters on Saturday afternoon marched to the neighborhood where the shooting took place. Demonstrators are calling the shooting a hate crime. But prosecutors say assault is actually a more serious charge.
So in the state of Missouri, hate crimes can be E or D felonies, which carry with it a lower range of punishment than what the defendant is currently charged with.
Lester was questioned after the shooting, but then released by police before he was charged. Police today say he has now turned himself into authorities after a warrant was issued for his arrest.
In other tragic news, a small Alabama community is remembering 4 young people who died in a shooting at a Sweet 16 birthday party. 28 other people were injured. Gunfire erupted late Saturday night at a party in downtown Dadeville. Witnesses reported there was no warning before the gunman opened fire. Police haven't yet discussed a motive. Dadeville Councilman Tanisha Goodman Johnson says the community is devastated.
These children had very bright futures, the ones that I knew from Dadeville. Very, very athletic, very humble children, very respectful children, smart. I don't know anybody that could speak negative on any of them. They just wanted to have fun.
2 of the dead were high school seniors, just a few weeks away from graduation. One 18-year-old Phil Dowdle had committed to play college football. It was his sister that was marking her 16th birthday. Police are still investigating and have not yet named any suspects.
Some Southwest passengers are still facing flight delays after the airline experienced what it called an equipment failure and temporarily grounded all of its planes earlier today. This comes just a few months after Southwest's major software meltdown that resulted in flight delays and cancellations, impacting 2 million people during the holiday season.
Here in the city of Orange, just a few blocks away from the Chapman campus, Orange High School is getting a new look, all due to a $288 million renovation. The project is part of Measure S, a bond voters passed in 2016, funding upgrades at the 4 high schools in the Orange Unified School District. This is phase 2 of major renovations at Orange High School. Just the past few weeks, workers have demolished old science and theater arts buildings, as well as administrative offices, all to make way for a new student center, which will include counseling and health services for students. It will take 2 years to complete, but students say it is worth the wait.
Us students are really excited for this new building, and we've been waiting for it to happen, and we're just excited that people are looking at Orange High School and want it to help it be better.
The highlight of phase 1 of the project is a new $52.4 million STEM center, which includes advanced science labs and classrooms. Principal Cheryl Anderson says the upgrades are important so the school can prepare students for today's career demands.
Our school is very well maintained and kept, but we want to make sure we have so many great things going on inside. We want the inside capability of the academics and everything to match the outside as well.
Senior Diego Paz has already seen the benefits of the new STEM complex.
In our new building and some of the other facilities, I think it really helped to amplify my experiences in education, because I know junior year, for example, I took a chemistry class, and using all the new facilities and all that stuff, our teacher was able to branch into new, very hands-on learning experiences that I've never really had before.
City of Orange Mayor Pro Tem Ariana Barrios says many community members have a personal connection to the school.
And for the City of Orange, it's just a source of pride. So many of our leaders, so many of my friends, my neighbors all went to Orange High. It may just be a new facade, but it really is just for the next generation of students. And I, for one, feel really proud of that.
Even though the renovations of Orange High bring excitement, one challenge the school has faced is saying goodbye to the Orange High Museum, a room that was taken down in construction. Yet all the artifacts in it have been preserved, and the full renovations are expected to be done by 2025. Orange High first opened in 1903 at a location that would eventually become the main campus of Chapman. In 1953, the high school moved to its present location, which is just a few blocks away from campus. Paz told me that the renovations have caused a little pain, yet he says that these are just growing pains and that the student body is excited for the future.
The legal face-off continues between the city of Huntington Beach and the state over California's housing mandate. The state is requiring Huntington Beach and several other cities to build more than 13,000 affordable homes by the end of the decade. It is part of the effort to address the statewide housing shortage. The Huntington Beach City Council voted 4-3 earlier this month to reject the housing plan, saying the mandate is unrealistic and unfair in a city that is already 95% developed. Councilmember Casey McKeon says the city understands its own housing needs and should have the right to implement its own reasonable plan without input from state officials.
What is the future of our state? Is it a one-size-fits-all directive from Sacramento, or are we going to allow the residents that live in cities to decide how they want to run their cities? Of course, be good stewards to the state. We've actually built more affordable housing than most of our neighboring cities.
The state recently filed legal action against the city to force it to comply with the housing mandate. Supporters of the state housing plan say it has become too expensive to buy a home in Huntington Beach and worry about the financial penalties the state could impose.
Brady, a little birdie told me that you have some history on the basketball court.
That's funny, Alex. I heard the same thing about you.
Yes, but to be honest, my skills could really use a little bit of a makeover. Luckily, Claire Weber has a story on a place where I could hone in on those skills.
Exactly, Alex and Brady. I'm here live at Portola Park in Santa Ana, where, as you can probably pretty clearly see around me, their basketball court has had quite the makeover. Totaling at $75,000, the project was made possible by the city of Santa Ana, BJ's Restaurant and Brew House, and a nonprofit called Project Backboard. I came down this weekend to check out the court for myself. Take a look. For Misael, basketball is a newer but favorite hobby.
I usually want to play all the time, but most parks don't have the basketball hoops.
And he's never played on a court quite like this one.
It's pretty cool. It looks like it's fresh and it looks like it's brand new.
What used to be your average outdoor basketball court is now a colorful work of art. Portola Park here in Santa Ana unveiled its new and improved basketball court earlier this month with the help of Project Backboard.
But our mission is to ensure that all communities have a safe and inviting place to play outdoor basketball.
A national nonprofit that refurbishes community basketball courts, Project Backboard likes to incorporate artwork into its renovations.
After the court's renovated and the new designer artwork is installed, we've seen more young women playing. That's one public parks. We've seen more families congregating around that area.
And families like Miss AL's seem to be enjoying the new, colorful court more than the old one.
It just looks like a plain basketball hoop with a couple of bumps, and it was like a little broken.
Thanks to the help from Project Backboard, Miss AL will not have to play on a broken court again. Dan, the director of Project Backboard, told me he grew up playing outdoor basketball in New York City and that it teaches valuable lessons about being a good community member. It's a school day today, so we're not seeing a ton of kids at the park right now, but when I came down over the weekend, I saw multiple families on the court playing ball and having fun in their community. I'm Claire Weber reporting live in Santa Ana for Chapman News. Back to you guys.
The days of thunder rolled into Long Beach. Kyle Carr takes us to the Grand Prix coming up.
I'm Emma Charles. Also coming up on Chapman News, I'll have your weekly weather forecast. Stay tuned.
When you adopt a shelter pet, you discover their unique mix of all kinds of traits.
Where'd Wiley go? Where's Wiley? Ah, there she is. Paw?
Do you remember being an ancient wolf? Do you ever feel the call of the wild?
You're a renegade cop, and I'm a con woman with nothing to prove. But together, we could really solve this murder.
They're a little bit of a lot of things, but all of them are pure love.
They call me Maxie, but I prefer tripod. I was your above-average four-legged homie, and then wham, bam, minivan. Some people pity me. Now that's lame. I still run, fetch, and swim. And the ladies love me. I'm the ultimate wingman. Just don't ask me to high five.
Earth Day is this Saturday, April 22nd, and here are a couple of ways to mark the day right here in Orange County. For free family fun, the Bolsa Chica Conservancy's Earth Day Festival is offering educational tours and live animal interactions. If you feel like getting outside, explore Wilderness Access Day at Bomber Canyon in Irvine for self-guided hiking and biking, or join a beach cleanup in Huntington Beach, Laguna Beach, or Dana Point. And take advantage of the free bus rides from the Orange County Transportation Authority and free train rides from Metrolink with promo code EarthDay 2023. You know, I just love the spring. Don't you, Alex?
Absolutely. And we're just turning the corner to some nice warm weather. Emma Charles is here in the studio to tell us more.
Thanks, Brady and Alex. I'll definitely be volunteering for Earth Day. Let's take a look at our national forecast first. Starting off in the Pacific Northwest in Seattle, we are going to see some cloudy skies today. There was a little bit of rain earlier, but it's cleared up the rest of the day. San Francisco, we saw cloudy skies this morning, and now we're going to see a little bit of rain in the afternoon. Going to the desert, though, in Las Vegas, we're going to see a clear day, 84 degrees, very hot and sunny. In Denver, we're going to see those high temperatures, but there's going to be a lot of wind and humidity. In Austin, also high temperatures, but lots of rain and thunder today. Taking a look at the north, we are going to look at Minneapolis, 54 degrees, but it will not feel like it because it's going to be very sunny with clear skies. Same thing for Chicago, 40 degrees, but a beautiful day out. In Detroit, I wish I could say the same thing, but there's going to be some clouds today, as well as Boston, slightly higher temperatures, but the sun will be peeking out right before sunset. In Washington, D.C., we'll have a nice spring day with some sun, some clouds. Slightly higher temperatures in Atlanta, same thing though, some sun, some clouds. And in Miami, we're going to have the perfect summer day, 75 degrees, clear skies, and very sunny. I really wish I was there right now. Taking a look at our Orange County forecast, 66 degrees in Westminster, and partly cloudy, partly sunny. As we look at the coast, 63 degrees in Newport, 65 in Laguna, and 65 in San Clemente. We're going to see that marine layer coming in. A little bit of clouds, but it'll clear up later in the day and be much warmer the rest of the week. As we go inland to Orange, it's 68 degrees. Little cloudy today, clearing up the rest of the week. In Irvine, though, it is very sunny and clear skies today. Same with Mission Viejo, 64 degrees and lots of sun. And my sister will be disappointed that in Dana Point today, it will be very cloudy, so no beach until the weekend. Let's take a look at our 5-day Fenestra forecast for Orange. Coming up on Tuesday, it'll be partly cloudy with 68 degrees, but it'll be warming up the rest of the week. We have 70 degrees on Wednesday and partly cloudy Thursday with 79 degrees. But we'll see a heat wave later this weekend with 89 degrees Friday and 88 degrees Saturday and lots of sun. But don't worry, it's still California. It will be cooling down at night. Right now in Orange, it is 66 degrees and partly cloudy, but it'll be warming up the rest of the weekend. That's all for your weekly weather forecast. Back to you at the desk.
With all this beautiful weather coming up, I want to get out there and be a bit more active.
Well, you know, Alex, you're in luck because today is National Exercise Day. Chapman Fitness Center assistant Abby Borlevon is joining us in studio today to give us some workout tips.
Hi, Abby. Thank you so much for coming on our set.
Of course, thank you.
As a fitness center assistant here at Chapman, what does your role entail?
Yeah, so as a fitness center, I'm one of those people that when you first walk into the gym, I greet you, you swipe your ID. If you have any questions, you can come to me and I can ask your questions. Or answer your questions.
Oh, great. And what are some of the ways for people to stay active and exercise?
Yeah, so the Recreation Center at Chapman holds a lot of different events. They just held a goat yoga. They always hold spin classes and Pilates, and the gyms are always open to any students on campus as well.
Wow,
that's great. Do you have any at-home workout recommendations that people can do if they can't make it to the center?
Oh, of course. There's so many YouTube videos that you can watch online. You could always go for a little jog outside, go for a little stroll around campus. Those are some easy workouts.
And for people who like the outdoors, what are some trails or maybe hikes that they can go on, you know, in the area?
That's a really good question. I mean, just walking through the circle, I think, is a great little way to get your heartbeat up and little nice exercise.
And what are some of your favorite ways to exercise?
I like to go to the gym. You will always see me at the Henley Gym. And I am now interested in doing one of the spin classes that the Chapman Rec Center is hosting.
And what are some of the resources that people can take advantage of to stay fit?
Yeah, so you can log into the rec portal and there are so many different opportunities that Chapman puts on. Like I said, there's goat yoga. I just had goat yoga right after spring break, which was really nice. There's Pilates classes. You could also get a personalized trainer and all of that. You could just log in to the rec portal and sign up.
Wow, that's amazing, especially the goat yoga.
Yes.
Sounds like a good time. Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Of course, thank you.
Muslims in Orange County are observing Ramadan this month. Followers of the religion fast from sunrise to sundown. When the sun sets, individuals break their fast and eat. This ritual is called iftar. Here in Orange County, some restaurants are offering iftar buffets. In Anaheim, Little Arabia offers a daily buffet alongside Masala Bay and Tustin that offers a buffet Tuesday through Sunday. Brady, can you believe there's an annual event that brings over $60 million to Southern California in one weekend?
Are you talking about Coachella?
No, not that one, but our very own Kyle Carr has a story on a similar event which does just the same.
Weekend mornings in Long Beach are normally calm and filled with the sounds of seabirds and ocean waves. But one weekend a year, it's a completely different story. The 48th annual Acura Grand Prix of Long Beach took over the downtown streets last weekend. The event has a big economic impact for local business owners. Jared Brown owns Argus Imagery.
There's nothing really that compares to it. From Friday practice and qualifying, Saturday practice and qualifying, and then the IMSA Cup, Porsche Carrera Cup. It's just so many opportunities to photograph so many awesome vehicles that really keep motorsports alive.
Long Beach is already known for its historical waterfront, aquarium, and even its own pyramid. However, When the Acura Grand Prix rolls into town, it gives locals and tourists a new way to view the city.
Exceptionally unique experience to be able to come into a part of the city that you normally would just be able to walk down the sidewalk at any given moment, head by the waterfront or whatever. And now to see cars going 200 miles an hour down that same stretch of road that you might drive on a daily basis on your way to work is absolutely mind-blowing.
Many businesses have to close in the days leading up to the event, but the money they bring on race weekend actually makes up for it. According to the Acura Grand Prix website, the race receives up to 10 hours of national television coverage and 188,000 plus attendance over 3 days. This historic staple of Southern California will be back next year, and this reporter will definitely be there. This has been Kyle Carr reporting for Chapman News. Back to you.
I'm Mason Lee, live here at the Santa Ana Zoo, and later this Chapman News, I'll have the latest on a local elementary school taking the classroom outside. Stay tuned.
I'm Joshua Feiners. Coming up next on the Best Campus Sports Show, we have the NBA Playoffs California edition. Stay tuned.
When times get dark, we can't see the help that's all around us. Let 211 be your guiding light for help with food, healthcare, and other resources.
211, how can I help you?
Call 211 or visit 211.org. 211, get connected, get help.
What do we do? You may not be able to plan ahead for a ghost encounter.
Under the dining table now!
But you can plan ahead for natural disasters. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts.
Maybe it's the apocalypse.
Know your evacuation routes and decide on a safe emergency meeting location.
Here? I know. I want to pick Orlando.
Protecting your family is the best plan you can make. So pass the Proton Pack to the next generation and visit ready.gov/plan to get started.
We have some breaking news to report, an update to our top story. Dominion Voting Systems and Fox News have reached a settlement today, just as the trial for Dominion's $1.6 billion defamation lawsuit against the cable news organization was about to get underway. Details of the settlement are not yet known. In other news, the Library of Congress updated its National Recording Registry last week. They added 25 classic music recordings, including John Lennon's Imagine, Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas Is You, and a favorite of mine, John Denver's Take Me Home, Country Roads. Take a listen.
Imagine all the people who don't want a lot for Christmas. There is just one thing I need. Take me home, country roads.
According to their website, the registry is a list of sound recordings deemed culturally, historically, or aesthetically significant by the Library of Congress. Other additions this year include Stairway to Heaven by Led Zeppelin, Margaritaville by Jimmy Buffett, the Super Mario Bros. Theme song, and Gasolina by Daddy Yankee.
It's a busy time of year in the sports world with NBA playoffs, NHL playoffs, and the MLB season just starting up.
And California is well represented. Joshua Feinhersh is live in studio with more. Josh?
Thank you, Brittany and Alex. My name is Joshua Feinhersh, and welcome to the Best Campus Sports Show. The NBA playoffs got underway this weekend, and for the first time ever, all 4 of California's NBA teams made it to the dance. Let's start with the Lakers. It's a parade in Sunmat City, yeah. The Lakers had an amazing Game 1 win over the Grizzlies, 128-112. 4 different players scored over 20 points, and all of the Lakers players were in a great mood. After the win, one of the star players, Austin Reeves, had this to say while walking to the bench. Grizzlies star John Morant did suffer wrist injury in the fourth quarter and knew as of an hour ago, according to ESPN, he will be a game-time decision for Game 2, which tips off tomorrow at 4:30 p.m. Pacific Time. The other LA team, the Clippers, also had an amazing win versus the Suns. Kawhi Leonard had 38 points, and Russell Westbrook had some key defensive stops down the stretch to lead the Clippers to a victory. They won by a score of 115-110. Game 2 tips off tonight at 7 p.m. Pacific Time. And last but certainly not least, the Kings and Warriors are playing each other in a battle for Northern California supremacy. The Kings made the playoffs this season for the first time in 17 years. They won Game 1, 126-123, and De'Aaron Fox led the way with 38 points for Sacramento. They played again yesterday, and the Kings take a 2-0 series lead with a 114-106 victory. And Warriors forward Draymond Green did get ejected in the fourth quarter for a flagrant foul penalty 2 call during an altercation with Kings player Domantas Sabonis. After 3.5 months of recovery, Bills safety Damar Hamlin has been cleared for all football activities. According to the Bills general manager, both Damar Hamlin and the Bills medical teams are in agreement that it is safe for him to resume playing. This comes after a collision during a January 2nd game against the Bengals, where Hamlin went down suffering a cardiac arrest and needing CPR. The Eagles just broke an NFL record with this new contract. After leading the Eagles to a Super Bowl appearance and finishing second in MVP voting, Jalen Hurts signed a massive extension. The contract is for 5 years and $255 million, with $179 million in guaranteed money, with a no-trade clause. And this amounts to a salary of $51 million per year. This is the largest contract in NFL history, regardless of position. The NHL playoffs started yesterday as well, and that means the fight for the Stanley Cup is underway. The LA Kings have made the playoffs and are facing the Edmonton Oilers. Game 1 took place last night, with the Kings winning by a score of 4-3 in overtime. Game 2 gets underway tomorrow at 7 p.m. Pacific Time. The Chapman Sports Awards were announced yesterday. The Panther Pride Award was announced, and the nominees include Dodge's very own Josh Blinder and Emily Cho. We have Alec Deswazito, Emily Flath, and Christina Inboden. The Most Spirited Team Award was also announced, and the nominees include swimming and diving, men's soccer, football, and women's soccer. That's all for the Best Campus Sports Show. Thank you for watching. I've been Joshua Feinrich, and I'll send it back to Brady and Alex.
Thanks, Josh. Brady, did you ever go to the zoo as a kid?
Only a few times, but I have to say those were some of the best days of my childhood. Our Mason Lee is live at the Santa Ana Zoo.
Thanks, Alex and Brady. A local elementary school here in Santa Ana is pioneering a new program to help students prepare for the real world. Let's take a look. Every Tuesday morning, a school bus pulls up to the Santa Ana Zoo. But it's not just any field trip. Carver Elementary Principal Jimmy Bruhl says it's a chance to get out of the classroom.
It gives us an opportunity to take the students to field experiences, not field trip experiences, but field work experiences.
Even though students are analytical in their note-taking, that doesn't mean they can't have favorites. Fifth grader Annie Reyes says he likes the peacocks.
How they open their feathers and how beautiful they are.
Overall, the whole program seems to be a success. Bruhl says students are more engaged than ever.
You know, the students are really interested. Parents are saying that their kids are actually coming home talking about it. And so they come thinking as they're scientists, you know, versus just a student running around at the zoo.
Bruhl says the school plans to continue the program next semester. As for me here, though, I've got to say I agree with Andy. The peacocks here are really pretty. Alex and Brady, what are your favorite animals?
I've got to say, my favorite animal is the giant panda.
And I love lemurs, easily my favorite animal.
Ooh, pandas are cool too. And with that, that's all I've got for you today. Back to you in the studio.
For more than 3 decades, Labrador Retrievers have been the most popular pup in the U.S. But there's a new top dog. According to the American Kennel Club's 2022 registration statistics, the French Bulldog is now the #1 dog breed in the United States. Frenchies are popular because of their small size and quiet nature. We spoke to Elizabeth Stillman, a cat person who recently adopted her French Bulldog, Buddy, about her experience with the breed.
Buddy is not small. He is a big bulldog and a strong bulldog, but he is the most quiet dog I've ever seen. When I walk Buddy, every neighborhood dog starts barking. Buddy, silent as can be.
Back in 2012, French Bulldogs were ranked 14th in popularity in the United States, but the registration of the breed to the AKC increased by over 1,000%, and that brought them to the number 2 spot in 2021. Stillman says she understands the rise in popularity, and she shared her favorite memory with Buddy since he joined the family a year ago.
When I walk in the door after I've been gone for a day or gone for just a couple hours, Buddy will come up to me with a smile, like, bulldogs have that extended smile in the mouth. He wiggles his body. He's so excited to see me. It's like such pure love.
Buddy sure is adorable. Will we see you at home adopting a French Bulldog anytime soon?
I'm Juhi Doshi. A 25-year-old TikTok influencer could become the first Gen Z woman elected to Congress. I'll have more on that story after the break.
Okay, Daddy, Dr. Elmo says you're healthy.
Oh, well, thank you. Our children and families want us to be healthy. That's why I and lots of other grown-ups got the COVID-19 vaccine, so we can stay healthy and get back to the moments we miss, like seeing our friends and family.
Here you go, Daddy. For a healthy checkup, a sticker.
Oh, thanks, son.
With free COVID-19 vaccines, sunnier days are ahead. Visit getvaccineanswers.org.
The election for Orange County's 45th congressional district is more than a year away. But multiple Democrats are already entering the race, hoping to unseat Republican incumbent Michelle Steele.
Chapman News reporter Juhi Doshi joins us live in studio with the story. Juhi?
Thanks, guys. 2024 is around the corner, and California could determine whether Republicans in the House maintain their 5-seat majority. I spoke to Cheyenne Hunt, a 25-year-old TikTok influencer who, if elected, would be the first Gen Z woman elected to Congress. She is running to flip the 45th district blue.
My name is Cheyenne Hunt, and I'm here to say, to those who think they have all the power, bull.
Cheyenne Hunt, a progressive Democrat, has thrown her hat into the race to be the first Gen Z woman elected to Congress.
As a Gen Z candidate, why did it feel so imperative to me to jump in right now? And there's a lot of issues we're facing that are truly existential. Climate change. We cannot afford to wait. We need representatives who are willing to take bold, ambitious action.
The 25-year-old social media influencer has garnered over 60,000 followers and 3 million likes on her TikTok, where she posts political commentary and the occasional day-in-the-life video.
It was never my intention to build a viral TikTok. I'm a policy nerd.
Raised by a single mother, Hunt moved to Orange County as a child and is a product of UC Irvine's School of Law. Hunt's top issues start with the cost of living in Orange County.
Cost of essential goods in Orange County, energy, healthcare, groceries, has spiraled completely out of control, while wage growth has not kept up. And this is the antithesis of the American dream, to not be able to afford essentials, even on a competitive paycheck.
Maxwell Frost, the first Gen Z man elected to Congress, and Orange County Congresswoman Katie Porter are some of her inspirations.
Her bravery in going out there and really flipping Orange County blue for the first time in, I think, 40 plus years. Also really inspired by Max Frost, the first Gen Z man, who went out and did it. And a lot of his campaign is a lot of what that energy I'm trying to emulate, in the sense that he just outworked everybody. And I think Gen Z has this work ethic that's really different.
Republican incumbent Michelle Steele will face off against Hunt and 2 other Democrats, Aditya Pai and Garden Grove Councilmember Kim Nguyen. Reporting for Chapman News, I'm Juhi Doshi.
We're brewing up something tasty today, and we hope you'll all find it roast-worthy. Chapman News reporter Jalea Gillums has more.
I don't know about you, but I'm a die-hard foodie who's always looking for a bite to eat. Luckily for us Orange County residents, Yelp has decided to help us out with their top 100 best restaurants in all of the United States. And right here at number 10 is Sababa Falafel Shop. Let's go check it out. Whether you're a vegetarian, vegan, or simply looking for a delicious and nutritious meal, Sababa Falafel Shop, located here in Garden Grove, is quick, efficient, and delicious. Owner Susie Otham says the inspiration for the restaurant comes from her heritage.
My husband and I wanted to bring an authentic way of eating from Palestine because we're Palestinian.
Sababa is an Arabic word that conveys a sense of joy and satisfaction.
So when we're referring to somebody or something, you say, wow, that's Sababa. We figured what else to name our restaurant. Sababa, because it's amazing. We truly are so passionate about feeding everybody. We join everybody through our food.
Wow, that is so good. Crunchy, flavorful, delicious. I can see why it's number 10 in all of the United States. It's another beautiful day here in sunny Southern California, and man, I am feeling falafel. I think I need to go wash those down with something to drink. At number 6, I'm here at Sunbliss Cafe. Let's go take a sip. Sunbliss Cafe here in Anaheim will fuel your day-to-day pursuits. The owner,
Cheers.
Tanya Ahmed, shared with me a traditional chai tea, which is a reflection of her South Asian roots.
Food is a love language, and I feel like my whole life I've grown up with like the saying of it's better to serve than to be served.
Tanya says the inspiration for Sunbliss came from her dad.
And I always look back and think of wanting to make my parents proud.
When I asked Tanya's father if he was proud of her, he said,
I'm very proud. There's nothing more to say because she has been inspiring me as well.
By bringing the flavors and traditions of their cultures to Orange County, both Susie and Tanya are helping to foster a greater understanding between different communities. Well, it's safe to say that I am thirsty no more here at Sunbliss Cafe with a sweet treat and shining customer service. I'm Julia Gillums reporting for Chapman News.
That's all for us this week. Make sure to check us out on our YouTube page at chapmannews.tv. And make sure to follow us at Chapman News. I'm Alexandra Cohen-Yards.
And I'm Brady Grustis. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.